Here's a brief insight into IGCSE Literature in English course. Through the Cambridge IGCSE Literature and English course offered by Trivandrum International School, learners have the opportunity to read, interpret, evaluate, and respond to a range of literature in English. The range includes drama, prose, and poetry from the works of Shakespeare to contemporary literature. This course enables learners to deepen their understanding and appreciation of the ways in which writers use English to express meaning and achieve effects. We encourage our learners to read for pleasure and explore wider and universal issues, promoting a better understanding of themselves and the world. All candidates at TRINS take Paper 1 Poetry and Prose and Paper 2 Drama at the end of the 2-year course. Both externally assessed components written over a duration of 1.5 hours each. The candidates are expected to demonstrate knowledge and understanding of the content of the text through reference to detail and use of quotations from the text, characters, relationships, situations, and themes, through an understanding of writers' intentions and methods via response to the writer's use of language, and detailed personal response. All in all, the course aims to give learners an insight into literature's contribution to aesthetic, imaginative, and intellectual growth, apart from providing them an enjoyable reading experience. Let's read out the question. The question was for Okay, group 2, you are the actor. Option A, monologue. Pick a speech of at least 10 lines. Repeat the speech using several different techniques. Try dramatically, angrily, humorously, sarcastically. Try to emphasize different words to change the meaning of the words. So either you could take a monologue or a dialogue. So I think they have taken a dialogue. Haven't you?
Yes,
Yes.
miss.
Okay, so over to group number 2.
Hello, we're doing Act 3, Scene 4, which is Olivia's garden. This is the part where Olivia meets Malvolio. Now, Malvolio, he's not in the right state of his mind. And right after reading the letter, he's quite ecstatic at the possibility of Olivia liking him. But the truth is that that letter was not written by Olivia and was written by her handmaid, who is Maria. He follows all the instructions mentioned in the letter. But on the other hand, Olivia, she is not aware of this letter, so she's bewildered at his actions.
Now we shall interpret the humorous tone into the scene. Olivia will be played by Akhil, Malvolio will be played by Shruti, Maria will be played by Abigail. Enter Maria with Malvolio.
How now, Malvolio?
Sweet lady, ho ho!
Smiles thou? I send for thee upon a sad occasion.
Sad lady? I could be sad? This does make some obstruction in the blood, this cross-gartering. But what of that? If it please the eye of one, it is with me, as a true sonnet is. Please one, and please all.
Why, how dost thou, man? What is the matter with thee?
Not black in my mind, though yellow in my legs. It did come to his hands, and commands shall be executed. I think we do know the sweet Roman hand.
Wilt thou go to bed, Malvolio?
To bed? Aye, sweetheart, I come to thee.
God comfort thee. Why dost thou smile so, and kiss thy hand so oft?
How do you, Malvolio?
At your request. Yes, nightingales and sedors.
Why appear you with this ridiculous boldness before my lady?
Be not afraid of greatness. 'Twas well writ.
What meanst thou by that, Malvolio?
Some are born great,
Ha!
some achieve greatness,
What sayest thou?
and some have greatness thrust upon them.
Heaven restore thee.
Remember who commended thy yellow stockings
The yellow stockings,
and wished to see thee cross-gartered?
cross-gartered.
Go to, thou art made. If thou desirest to be so.
Am I made?
If not, let me see thee a servant still.
Why, this very midsummer madness?
Dear Malvolio, I'm sure you will be quite confused when you find this letter, but I truly hope that you take the time to read this letter in which I have poured my heart and soul into. I choose to remain anonymous because I only want this to be known between the two of us. I have a confession to make. I love you, and I'm probably the only one. I may be demanding and order you around, but be assured you have a place in my heart. It pains me to not be able to reveal myself, no matter how much I wish to do so. Malvolio, my first and last love, in the world's eyes, I'm superior in blood, but that has little to no importance in my opinion. It is the love I carry for you that matters the most. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. You're still blooming. If you do love me back, your glorious destiny awaits. Be derogatory to the fellow servants. This includes my kinsmen. Your political views make a difference.
Okay.
Wait, one sec, I'll mute my mic.
Uh-huh. All right. Starting off, so you can see like the different strips or So I'll start off with Act 1, Scene 1. Act 1, Scene. Nathaniel, can you scroll down? Yeah, Scene 1. Yeah, that's good. So the quote we chose is, "If music be the fruit of love, play on." So the notes is that, so it's the first time that the audience can see Malvolio and how dramatic and lovesick he is. So it also shows his extreme like dramaticness and we like start to realize how he's in love with the idea of being in love. And it also shows that the love is one-sided. So you can see the comic strip there. He's in his palace. And yeah, there's like love hearts around him and the musician. Right. Next one. Yeah, so this is Act 2, Scene 4. So it's where Orsino explains to Maela, who's like Cesario at the time, that and the quote is, "For women are as roses, whose fair flower, being once displayed, doth fall that very hour." So it's expressing his opinion that basically at first you just see them like wearing nice clothes, and it shows like that he's mesmerized by the woman. But then he also explains that after a while they're just like a rose, it'll kind of like faint off and become like dry and uncolored, basically uninteresting. And that's probably why he's like into young women.
Yeah. And after this is the scene that Viola begins to understand how dangerous disguise is and etc. And yeah, the second scene is why this very midsummer madness, and it is after Olivia sees Malvolio in his yellow stockings and cross-gartered, etc., etc. And this quote is interesting because it's a reference to another of Shakespeare's plays, and she thinks that Malvolio is mad, but it's quite sad because he's just a victim to Sir Toby's pranks. And the third quote is, hold little faith, thou hast too much fear. And this is at the end of the play when Olivia thinks that Viola is acting like they did not just get married. And it also comments on how in that time, if you had money and like status, you could be confident. Because after this, she is like, don't worry, in some time you will have all my power and money and name, etc. But of course, you can see that Viola is very confused and Orsino's shocked at the betrayal that Viola just did. Yeah. And then the third one, I'll just mute my.
Yeah, for the third one, so we chose Viola / Cesario. So for the first quote, we chose, whoever I woo, me self would be his wife. So this is the last scene of Act 1 where Viola is told by Orsino to convey his love to Olivia. And after this, like after he orders Viola, Viola then turns around and says to herself, and it just portrays how sad she is.
A mistress mine, where are you roaming? Oh, stay and hear your true love is coming. Like in thing Bob high and low. Tread no further, pretty sweeting, journey